Hi everyone, it's Jen from Mind's Eye, and we're going to go ahead and do the psychic medium deep dive look in. And it's about Chris Farley, River, and Joaquin Phoenix. And these guys were a bit of an enigma. They were someone who could get a DUN and be like someone of a fun down to the gun. And when you went down to the gun, they would actually pull forward and actually go forth down to fourth in line. And when they went in fourth in line, they actually could see it through. So when you actually see it through and you actually be it through, you can't even like do anything. And that was the way of the cocaine realm. And that happens around right now, like at 1992. And when 1992 came in, it was like a STEM value to like a style value to a stoic value to be like anything that you couldn't reserve. So what actually was true, because everything was sudden with them and it was very like profound to profund. So let's start with the poplar wood runes. What do we need to know about these guys? First was like a wheel of luck. It was highly defensive. Probably like row course. It was a type of freeze, actual ice, like ice down the esophagus, down the GI tract of a cooling effect. And when you say it, you actually say it had wealth. Like there was like money, there was wealth in it. I don't see coin exchange. I don't see the bit to the horse, but it really was like ill fate. But it wasn't really fate at all. So when I see this and I see Nadis, it really is at night. It really was NITE. It really was that 5 to 9 that we talk about on one of the shows, Be It Be, with the magicians and the occult. Like there are certain times of the day that they do certain things. So there really was no cut out, if you know what I mean. If anyone has worked around cocaine addicts, there's no cut, there's no gaff, there's no calf, down to the stock of the caffeine. And so when I see it and I actually say, you know, you really have to show it down to the butterfly effect. You can't even be it whatsoever. So the collection of data, like I'm seeing Chris Farley a little bit in mediumship, and he said like down to the media, you couldn't even see a COM, a com. Now, like River is like really like hard, like bark, sharp, still like sting. And when I look at his brother Joaquin, who is still alive, I have to say, like, was he foregoing his own? Because it had a lot of power that came in. Like this living whole entity of flow of a type of like water of a go for it. When we talked about the freeze down the esophagus, you go, you can't even believe like what was born, down to the Born Identity, down to the movies. It was like almost disgusting to a rap, to a rasp, to a rap, and then like 5 different spellings whatsoever. So when you see this and you see ash, I'm seeing tree. I don't see oak. I want to say oak, but really it was birch. So when you see this and you see havoc, and you go down to like there's like this pull that wants to say birch, water, birch, drink, birch, and they're like beer, birch beer, and they're like they couldn't even say it at all. So Rido with Othala, like it flowed through, like they would go about and it would get out of them. Like they're always like busy and travel, go about and so about and see about and say to be a day and went to a DA. So when you see it and you actually say it has a lot of joy and instinct is really right down the middle. And when you see it and it's like a hidden game, it really is a type of wrath. It's something that was seen around 1928, around the time of World War I and the settling down of it. So when you actually look at like current date and time and you see the issues with like Russia and Ukraine and all of that, and the type of like ashing to the behaviors to all of what they would like pertain to it. It really has to go back to these historical names. And you go to Anastasia Romanoff, that it was this like Pandora's box. Was this anything of like a collusion to a collision? And then all of a sudden it's right there. And then you're talking about Princess Diana. And that's how quickly like the correlations were happening. And then it settled down and you just don't hear about it. So when you see this and you see kind of, you actually see Torch, I actually see them sitting like out at picnics and like get-togethers, and they have like the citronella. And when I see this, I see the trolling, and it really is a rolling in to the rolling stone with the no moss, but it's not gathering or gaining, but they couldn't spell it. When I see this and I see the strength, and I actually see like how solid they were during the day from a 5 to a 9, it was odd. They had to say, like, someone stands up and goes, hold on, hold up, I got it, I really do. And then it's a crossbow. So where is the oddity in this? Because they went to go have a get together and it was bad. It was really bad. Let's see, let's put these away. Here we go. Right to the Starseed Oracle. All right. So when you see action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. Mars, anger, conflict, soften. Like that was one of the things with Chris Farley, was that he was, holy cow, right on SNL. He was angry. When you look at River, he was stoic and quiet. What else do we need to know? All right. It was about like trust the wave you come in, and time was not running out. When you see this and you see a light worker, starseed, and serve the world by being you, they would go, hold up. I already know. And they go, longing for home, homesick for stars, and they go, something like that. And they go, power places, ley lines, trust your life, right over there, right on the gas line. And they go, where did you get that? Right on the gas line. I saw the numbers. And they're like, how could you like do that, you guys? Like, no. It's ho drum. And they're like, yep, there it was. Literally was. That is how they used to act. So stop, embrace the winter, cross the room. They said there was an emptiness and a void at certain times of the year. Multifaceted, unique nature, and let yourself be seen. They let themselves be seen. They were different. Paul said the mother slowed down time of nature. It was the only time when they went golfing. So when you see this and you went boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. One would. When you see this again, Mars anger, it is like a reflux valve. Not even Pepsid would settle it. So Hadarian energy, codependency, boundaries, yes. But I'm really not seeing any like resident to a residue, to a residual. I don't know why I'm saying that. Next. Rider White Tarot. What do we need to know? He is like a juxtapose, Joaquin. There's something about judgment with him. It is a lesser of a burden for him. He does not talk. He just does. He just do. And he just literally like, boo you, boo you. Here it is. It is less of a difficulty right now for him. When you see this, there is no cut or takeaway. There is less wind. There is less of like anything coming through. When I see this, it goes, really, really happy to receive it. So when I see it and I go, the Page of Cups goes through and goes, it's a type of naivety of a gift when you give the giving, and it goes forward and out in a topsy-turvy in a way. It literally goes in a whirlwind. So when you see this and they say it really comes into show, but you can't spell show, it's an SHO, you go, you gotta be like a psychic to actually do it, or like be able to gauge energy a little bit, because all of a sudden there's a lack of everything right there. Securements. There is like a, he's like showing there like it's showing the energy came in too fast that you can't even believe, like the securements between four gentlemen, and you see this and you go right here, happy, contented. It really is like it hits them right here to the halt stop. And when you see this and you go the higher, there's like a type of source. It's not bad. It has to do with water. It is something that they've been talking about mineral water, but it's really not. It's a spring. It's a spring. And when they see it, it actually is fine. Like it has to do with an imbalance. So they're showing him tripping, Chris Farley, a little bit in energy. And when he's tripping, he actually can't even hold anything, like retain anything. Like he's drooling, he's tearing, he's got a running nose, he's having accidents. All right, poker cards. What do we need to know? There is quite the block on that incident where they went to the bar. Four of clubs, for a diamond, don't even go there. That literally means like don't even go there right now about the night that River overdosed. But it didn't overdose. It's not a sure. Then I see insure. I see Mel Trisha. So when I see it and I go to the Nine of Hearts, there was a group. There was literally a group of them like watching over, saying like what was really going on here. Was it true? When you see this and you go, the Jack of Clubs shows that it was like an in-between cut through in between those individuals who are watching over, like for health, welfare, and safety, because something was not going right, especially when it comes to their workplace behaviors. So when you see this Nine of Clubs, I go, there really was something nasty, really nasty, to end the pace of everything. And that's all you need to know. So when you see it and you pace it and you gaze it to a beta pace, to a pacemaker, that was one of the things with Chris Farley was a cardiac arrest. So when I see it and I go, this Jack of Hearts goes to the Five of Hearts, to the King of Hearts. You can't even make it up. It's a full flush. Is it down the toilet? So there's like common anomalies that came through, and it's like this. They do something like this, like to shut off hearing. And when you see this, when you've been a visiting nurse in a home, and they do, usually they do something like that. But really, from what I'm seeing, they bounce their leg. They sit like this. They're like, no, I've done everything I'm supposed to do. And they're, I'm good. 3 visits, you're good. And then you get discharged. And then you go back and you say, why are you back? I don't know. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't keep it up, like months later, like within 3 months. There's something about a flight. Here it is. Let's go to the Lenormand deck. Here it is. Okay, so 31. You see the Ace of Diamond right here. It's like the cut is perfect. And when you see this and you see the 16 with the Six of Hearts at night, Does it happen overnight, or is it literally at daybreak? It literally comes to a show. Comes to a show. I hear no show, no show, no show. All right. This 6 with the king of clubs here, it really is a club, because when you look at it, it's a little bit hard to say, but there is a sailboat on this lake. It's a club, a sailing club. And I want to do that. That's real. When you look at it and you go, the 36 with this cross, with the 6 of clubs, look at the clubs. And when I'm like, why am I looking at the Kennedys? Where is this taking us? What else do I need to know about these guys? It is a lock on it. I don't see occulted. This is something like already known. Like it's been studied with like patterns of behavior and patterns of instances and how it reoccurs. I already know this. I feel like there's something else. There's something about their diet that was not actually seen. Their flora, their gut. It like escalates them through to like a timeline jump, and they lose the time. All right. It's already known, like most people who have any type of health problems have an issue with GI problems. And when you see this and you go to the enlightened gut and to the timeline jump again, and it says transmission, I have to say all of it, all forms of the meaning and the spelling. That is how they were as an enigma. Something about light language. He used to go blah, 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 and he would get a knock on the door, like immediately. All right, what says Cheryl? Again, it comes in really strong for these guys. When you see the Page of Swords and you see it in reverse, then there's still no like cut to it. There's still no cut to it. It's a dig. It's like a form of a rare. It's a chicken. It's a form. It's a tax form. It's 1089. It's 1099. Why am I saying 1089? The celebration, it like it caused a pause. The hangman is the energy of the deck with the 4 of like it's a celebration. Again, you almost don't even want to do. When you see this and you see the light of the world, this is the Akashic Tarot to the chess game in reverse. It really wasn't a game, and it, they would sit there and like hold their hand up. Nope, 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 no. Do. they just got to the point where they were just annoyed. It was like a form of annoyance. The sweating profusely was on, to the point of wishes fulfilled because they got it done. The fated meetings, like these meetings, some of them were not supposed to meet certain people in this lifetime, and they did. And they did. It happens all the time. So when you see this in diversity in reverse, and you see will and wisdom and mind in reverse, you can't even believe how hard it is to say, like, there was no inclusion. So the setting your course in reverse, off track to off the beaten path, it is a little bit like what they would call like modern Satanism to Luciferianism. And when you see this and you see the Akashic Library in reverse, it's not written, but it's a tone, like a ringtone, down to the atonement. I don't know why I'm seeing Pavlov's dog. So when I look at it and I see the Queen of Scrolls in reverse, I'm seeing burnt. Not smoked, burnt. Innermost Spirit Oracle. Dolphin and beaver. It's like known. Absolutely known. To the bear and the beaver. It's so old. It's like lore. Absolute lore. When it would come through, when they would sit and just chit chat. Spider and beaver. Lesser of a few. Gazelle, Scorpion, and Crow. Around November 11th, it was literally occulted. Literally occulted. I don't know why I'm rubbing my eyes. To the hawk. But when I see this and I see otter, it is a type of playful stream to a party streamer. So I'm looking at like online and how they stream, and there really is nothing like wrong about it. But when you actually sit and you stream your whole life and you're not actually doing anything, but you've got thousands of followers, what is to be had? And that's how they used to talk, like in what they call a conjecture. What else do you guys need us to know? Everything fell apart. Everything was a noun. They kept saying it's a noun. And no, it's a known. A known, an N-O-W-N. It's a type of curse of the earth. It's so old that ravens and crows still, like they say in lore, like crow about it. And when you see it, it's an omen. And when you see the omen, you actually have to do like a type of cut in your life on certain things that don't like serve you anymore. So it comes in usually pretty weak. It's usually very light. He saw a crow. I'm seeing feminine energy. I'm seeing high priestess. Actual, like literal, like in this card, high priestess, crow. King of Pentacles, known to the noun to be noun. It's like a type of devil's advocate. It's a type of lockdown that people don't like. It's not really a martial law, but they lock it down. It comes in really, really quick. It causes a burden. It was said that, River tried to. That's what it's showing through the card. It wasn't skilled work. It wasn't anything of that nature. It was not the best of masculine energy to be doing it. I'm seeing in August 18th and 19th. To the point of it looks dishonorable. So when I look at this and I see the Chariot, I go, you can't even drink the water propel. That is the type of trolling it does. This Seven of Swords in reverse goes there's no take backs, like a return on clothing. So when you see this and you see this Three of Pentacles, you go, there is teamwork, there's apprenticeship, there's learning, but it's pentacle. That's literally hard energy, hard time of the year, cold energy. Wait until it's cold. More ways than one. Here we go. Wild Unknown Tarot. And then we'll go back to the runes. The communication brought no justice. The Son of Wands, which is someone who is a fire starter on a kick-up and a kick-starter, to kick jump, to kick stand on a motorcycle. I see it right out through, right there. You can foresee it. You're gonna go out there with everyone else and you're gonna take a ride, because this is what secures inheritance. And I'm seeing his eyes. He's showing me his forehead, and he's showing me his torso. It is rooted in grotesque humor on what's surrounded, and it wasn't in the States. It was literally on the outskirts. So when you look at the 1800s and you see the barrel to the bottom of the barrel, to the rings of the barrel, you go, where's the wood? Where's the wood? Where is it? Where is it? It is a future about this human. Fortress, locked around. It's odd. It's not a line of demarcation. It's not a meridian. But it's a merida. It's a part of California that's part of Mexico. So when you see rabbit and you see the future, it was an ease on small steps. It is a type of wit of child's play to a dolphin play. When you look at the 90s and the shows and the movies, you go, there was a theme. A con, C-O-N, a con. It had to do with urine. Had a lot of power. It's happened before, historically, especially before wars. They're really devoted to it. Endurance. When you find it, you got to pace yourself. When it comes to actually love, they're showing renewing oneself and renewing oneself and slowing yourself down when you find it, and sitting and resting and healing. And when they say healing, two meanings, like healing your body because you probably got dinged, and then also too, like slowing yourself down, like digging your heels down, like, no, I'm not going to do it until I have a knock on the door with paperwork. And when you see it and you see the wall again, the fortress to the back of the head, it's right there, because it will go fast. When I see the wings in these cards, it's NOAN. It's like running with colors. Humanity. It has to do with everything about humanity. Here we go. Black obsidian runes. When you see this, Nadis with Fehu and Wunho, at night, wealth. The cutout was so strong, like you can actually see like circles. Odd like eczema. Strength. The sweating, the fabric. And when you see this, you go, it flowed through really hard. The power to the light up, to the freeze, to the type of like ashing. When I'm seeing ashing, I'm actually seeing like someone with a cigarette tray, and I'm seeing the cigarette, but I'm also seeing like a wood stove, like, or cleaning out the fireplace. It's faded, like true faded, like you didn't expect or anticipate it to happen, where instinct flows over too much, and it comes in strong, comes in really, really strong. Mom, are you done? Nope. All right. There was a gift prior. There's August, September between Chris and River that I don't say that Juaquin knows. But it literally goes like a TikTok to a Wheel of Fortune, to the bread, to the jam. And when you turn around and you look, you're like, is this like how it actually goes? It's odd. And then you freeze and you're like, wait a minute, what is that supposed to do? Lost track. And when you see it, you go, oh my gosh, you're seeing stars. Seeing stars. The trolling is actually the way this rune like sits. A type of trolling. It's so old, like 1800s. They would use it almost like a type of trolling to throw something out in energy down to a dowsing. So when I see this canoe again, he doesn't want to let it go. When I see this Pertho, hidden game, sticks and stones, but it's breath of life. Living. Berkana. Again, they're showing me lake. They're pointing to other things that have happened, like Texas, Lake and Riley, Snow Lake, SNO Lake, Snow Lake, Iran. To the warrior, to this broken faded rune where you push it down to like put your foot down on something to close it off. And at night it comes and you go, all of a sudden there is like, they're saying it's collection. What else do we need to know? There's like a pause. Like all of a sudden there's like what else? Here we go. Let's try this one. Tarot Sacred Kingdoms. It's right there. Again, Page of Wands in reverse. Then it was like we said, no fire starter. Knight of Pentacles. Then you have your contracts. I'm seeing like a cause, a CAUSE to the IE to the clauses, and he'd be like, ho ho ho. So when you see it and you see 9 of Wands in reverse, they would lock it up as soon as it hit the table. The night that River passed away, it was not alcohol in there he's showing me. It looked like whiskey, but it wasn't. It was a type of bourbon. Queen of Swords in reverse, there's no logic. There was no like giving away. When you see it and you see the 2 of Wands in reverse, you go, did you actually like see anything? And you go to Queen of Wands, you say, no, not supposed to know it. 8 of Cups in reverse, you're not supposed to see it. And then the 7 of Pentacles goes, there's really not a lot of work. Not a lot of work. 6 of Wands is a type of victory, spelled odd. When you look at it and you want to say, and they go, that's a rain on back. Rain on back. All right, crystal quartz. Everything was known like at like the last moment, like 8, 9, 8, 9, 8, 9, 8, 9, 8, 9, 8, 9, 8, 9, 8, 9. Colors in the eyes. Remnant. What else? Fallout cause. It was planted. It was well manifested. It's a victory. It's a flight. An apartment. Feature D. Like you could almost sit out there and like I could feel it. And so when they would go and talk to you, like, yep. And then you go sitting like this woman on this card with the way she's sitting, just the way like this, and it's just, so what are you gonna do about it? And then they say, well, it was an offering right here. And you go to this and you go to the Knight of Wands and you go in reverse, there's no passion about it. And you see it and you see the Ace of Pentacles. It's like no money. It makes no sense. And it goes, but they said, wow, look at the way this woman is sitting with the Queen of Pentacles. Like, that is where they were going. Like, it just didn't make sense because they're already right there. A slowing down. It was legal. It was lawful. It was like, he wanted to say judicial, but really he went juxtaposed to a JUDX. And then difficulties came in. So everything looks like the way that it presents still with them, and I feel like it will come up in another on the way that it plays out, because there is a bit of a block. It's not occulted, it's not locked, but it's a block. They look grandiose and crazy, absolutely crazy, and that's all you need to know. So with that being said, any questions or concerns, leave a like, a comment, a share. It's greatly appreciated. An email, classes and readings on Patreon, and we will talk to you soon, and have a good day.